Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Barkat Mirza. This channel will focus on football analysis, and today's subject is on Manchester City. Four reasons why Manchester City are on top of the Premier League table. So, without wasting any of your time, let's get started with the first one. One of the first reasons why Manchester City are going to lift the Premier League this year as well is the build-up play. Because other teams, if you see, they tend to send in long balls and long passes, but the Manchester City are quite different. They start from the back. So the centre backs they pass it to the fullbacks passes to the midfielder, and then they go on. And the best part here is they are so good in beating the press. So the opposition, when they try to press them, they tend to create a lot of spaces, which Manchester City takes full advantage of. They have players like De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden who are very good in, attacking in the spaces. And Manchester City under Guardiola has been a different side. They have inherited tiki taka and they try to keep a lot of possession inside their inside their half, but they are very good in attacking as well. And they have players like Riyad Mahrez who who starts from where players like Riyad Mahrez who takes the ball from the midfielders and he cruises ahead. Coming to the second reason why Manchester City are the best side in the Premier League is their pressing style. So many of the Premier League teams they press, but what is different in Manchester City is they press so that they can regain control of the game. They like to keep a lot of possession, as I mentioned earlier. And other side, they try to press so that they can counter press and they can start at the attack or counter attacks. But what is good about Manchester City is that they try to press so that they can regain control of the game. Okay, you might have seen them, like they press in the opponent's half, but they, as soon as they receive the ball, they try to pass it behind because they want to start their build-up play, as I mentioned earlier in my first slide, that they want to have the control of the game. So they start from the build-up and then they regain control of the game and then they take it forward. So the second reason for me why Manchester City are one of the best side in the Premier League is their pressing style. And kudos to Pep Guardiola in this. So as you can see here clearly, Manchester City are not pressing the centre backs, but they have marked the spaces. So centre backs can't pass it to the full backs or to the midfielders because Man City are marked in such a way that they have allowed no spaces. And the only option available for the centre back is to send in long balls or long crosses, which is not an accurate pass, and that leads to the possession of Manchester City, and then they can start at their own half, like their build-up play, and then the same begins. So even here you can see that they are not allowing any spaces, and the only option left for the centre back is to send in long balls. So counter pressing is where Manchester City tend to lose the ball, which is quite rare. But even if they lose the ball, they have that tactic to regain control, and they do it in counter pressing style. And their players are marked in such a way where the opponents tend to misplace the ball because they have been highly pressed or they have been highly blocked. So as you can see here clearly, Manchester City pressing the opponent, okay, and that leads to West Ham United misplacing the ball. So they are very good in counter pressing, okay. Even if they lose the ball, Manchester City are so good in counter pressing, they will regain control of the game in next in seconds. So for me, the second reason why Manchester City are favorites to win this year is their pressing style. So kudos to Pep Guardiola on this as well. Thank you. Third reason why Manchester City are the best side is their flank runs. So normally when Manchester City attacks, so coming to the attacking aspect of Manchester City, they attack in full force. which means their fullbacks also participate in the attack, and that's why you see a lot of passing in the penalty area. Because along with the midfielders and the forward players, we also see fullbacks participating in the attack. I would also like to highlight one more thing over here. So whenever a flank makes a run, the timing of pass plays an important role over here, making sure the player is not offside, he's onside. So this is also an art which I believe and which Manchester City are very good at it. Because normally, if you see, they tend to create a lot of passes in the penalty area, and that leads to a goal. And there, and that the goals are not offside, and they are very much particularly onside. So as you can see here, they are particularly well within the reach. They are not so all the players are on side. Okay, so that what makes Manchester City so good, that timing of pass. And I would like to appreciate all the players because they are so good in making sure the players are on side and making sure the timing is right, because we rarely see any offside goals or any goals ruled out by the VAR. And fourth but not the least, the last reason why Manchester City are the Premier League champions, or going to be the Premier League champions, or the defending champions yet again, is they are the most hardworking team. So their work rate is so high, all the players, including the center backs as well, even the full backs and the attacking players and the midfielders, their work rates are high. But in even the center backs, their work rate is so high. Whenever they concede a goal, the center back try to play mostly in the opponent's half, and even their goalie Ederson mostly plays outside the T only whenever they concede a goal. But the work rate is very high, Manchester City, and they're the most hardworking team. Okay, so you can see here, in Manchester City, there are no strikers, but there are no strikers, or there are no any star players, because Manchester City works as a team. And the last but not the least, the fourth reason why I feel Manchester City are top of the Premier League is they are the most hardworking team. They work as a team. And kudos to Pep Guardiola on this as well.